Well, hello, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel. My name is Mansa, and in today's video, I am using my favorite adult beverage to make this beautiful Baileys pound cake, and we're gonna pair it with a beautiful chocolate Baileys ganache. Guys, let's talk about decadent and just beautiful. This cake right here will get you lit, honey. So, without wasting much of your time, let's get right into today's video. Okay, so to make a Bailey's pound cake, we're going to start off with 3 cups of all-purpose flour already sifted. And to that, I am adding 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Those are our only dry ingredients. So if you are using unsalted butter for this recipe, this is the time you want to add your salt right here. I am using salted butter, so I am not adding any salt. So just combine the flour and baking powder mixture and set aside. I will be using my KitchenAid stand mixer today to make my life easier because you guys know pound cakes are really dense and I'm not about to get that workout. And I'm using my paddle attachment today and to make it easier for me. So we're going to start off with our fats, okay? Over here, I have half a cup of butter flavored shortening. And I also have 2 sticks of butter. Now, if you don't have the shortening or you don't like using it, just go ahead and use 3 sticks of butter. It's the same amount of fat anyway. All right. So once we get that in, I'm going to start to cream this and make sure your fats are at room temperature. It makes our mixing process super easy and fast. Now to that, I will be adding 1.5 cups of light brown sugar. I like the color and the taste that the sugar brings in, and then I will top it up with 1 cup of just regular granulated white sugar. I like the combination right here. So that's a total of 2.5 cups of sugar. If you don't have any light brown sugar, you can use dark brown sugar, or you can just use regular sugar. So go ahead and cream the butter and sugar mixture. Make sure that you're stopping halfway and scrape down your attachment and also the sides of your bowl, and just mix it one more time to get it all incorporated. Next, here I have 5 eggs at room temperature. Very important that it's at room temperature. And I will start incorporating this in our butter and sugar mixture one at a time and giving it about a few seconds to get the first egg incorporated before adding the second one. So I want to say a big happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, aspiring mothers, motherly figures. You guys are doing amazing. Kudos to all of us. And this is that one cake that will get your mama lit. Man, it got me lit, and I'll tell you all about it in here. So I'm stopping to scrape the sides of my bowl, and now I got all the eggs incorporated. It is now time to begin adding a flour in there. This cake is super easy. So I'm adding some of the flour. I think I separated it in about 3 sections. So I'm adding like 1/3 of the flour mixture. Of course, we're gonna alternate between our liquids and our flour. And here comes the start of the show. Boom! There goes my Baileys, y'all. This is my favorite adult beverage, hands down. Baileys on the rocks will get your girl lit. I love it so much. So I'm going to measure out 1 cup of Baileys Irish cream. Now, if you don't want all that alcohol in your cake, you can go ahead and use half a cup and use half a cup of heavy whipping cream. You would also get a really nice, delicious cake and also a really good texture. I actually am gonna confess, I think I even like the half cup Baileys and half cup heavy whipping cream even better. So try it and let me know what you think in the comment section below. Either ways, you're gonna have a really delicious cake. So I'm just alternating between my flour and the Baileys, and let me tell you, it smells so good. This cake right here, we got a disclaimer, this is not for kids. This is for adults only, okay? So don't let your kids get close to this cake, because this cake with the chocolate Baileys ganache, girl, Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead with 2 teaspoons of a vanilla extract. That's all I want to put in here. That's why I added 2 teaspoons, and it's just the perfect combination. This cake is super easy, okay? So now I am trying to make sure that I'm scraping down all that flour on the sides, because the last thing you want is pockets of flour in your batter, because this is a really dense batter. It's a really dense pound cake, so make sure that you don't have any pockets of flour in there. So I'm done mixing, and this is what my batter looks like, pretty thick and dense. So now it is time to add it to our baking pan. I am using, I believe this is a 14 or 16 cup baking dish, and I'm gonna head and spray it with my pan baking spray. This already contains flour, so I don't need to add it. But if you don't have this, you can just lightly coat it with butter and then lightly coat it with flour, and make sure that you shake off the excess flour so that what your cake don't come out looking ashy, like I always say. If you're enjoying this video, please go ahead and give your girl a big thumbs up. It really helps me out. And feel free to share with your friends and family as well. Make sure you tell them all about Mansa and all the fun that we be having over here in the kitchen, okay? Feel free to invite them, share the videos. I really appreciate all the love and support. And I promise you guys, I have something exciting coming up, so just stay tuned, maybe in the next video also. Now, I'm just using the back of the spoon to smoothen out the batter. And then, of course, you know how we're going to do it. We're going to pop it, drop it, release any excess air bubbles. This is a pretty dense cake. So we're going to be baking today at 325 degrees for 70 to 75 minutes, or until the toothpick inserted comes out dry. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and start making chocolate ganache. Now, right here, I have a full pack of that chocolate, and this is about 326 grams of chocolate chips. Make sure you're using milk chocolate chips. The dark chocolate chips, it's a little bitter. Those are good for like making the actual chocolate cake, but for the ganache, I prefer milk chocolate chips. It has the right amount of sweetness to it, and this is my favorite Ghirardelli brand right there. So to that, I will be adding 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. Now, if you want your ganache to be thicker without having to go through the chilling process, use less liquid. And to that, I will be adding today 2 tablespoons of Baileys. Y'all, and it gotta be the original. Let me put that out there. It gotta be the original. I don't like any other type of Irish cream that is not this black bottle that says Baileys. Just a personal preference. So I'm just gonna mix that together. And now we're gonna pop this in the microwave. And you want to get it to a simmer. You don't want it to boil over. Once it starts having those bubbles and simmering, just take it out and you are ready to move on to the next step. So this is mine. It has started simmering really beautifully. So just go ahead and pour that over your chocolate chips, and you want to let this sit. I just went in with the spoon just to make sure that all the chocolate chips are covered, and they are. So I just went ahead and just covered this and let it sit for at least 5 minutes or so that the chocolate will have time to melt. Now, in the meantime, my cake is out of the oven, and y'all, it smells so beautiful, and it gives the perfect, beautiful, light golden brown cake. Oh, y'all, this smells so good. It is really hot, so I'm just going to let it cool down for at least 15 to 20 minutes in the pan before I invert it and let it cool down all the way to room temperature. Now back to our ganache. It has been sitting, and as you can see, the chocolate chips have melted, and all you have to do at this point is just keep stirring at it. Now, I had mentioned earlier that if you want a thicker ganache right here, you got to use less liquid. So I would suggest start up with like half to 3/4 of a cup, maybe 3/4 of a cup of the heavy whipping cream instead of the 1 cup. So this is what mine looks like, and as you can see, it is pretty runny, but I like mine to go through the chilling process. So what I did, I put it in my refrigerator and just forgot about it. If you are in a haste, you can just go ahead and pop it in the freezer. Right before you freeze it, get it out. It's going to be nice and thick, just the way I like it. And I just like the fact that it's chilled, and I pour it over my cake. Now, here is my cake. It has cooled down all the way to room temperature, and here is my chilled ganache right out of the refrigerator. And as you can see, it is nice and thick. I really like this chilling process and the taste that it gives when I add the cold ganache to my cakes. I really, really love it. And this is what it looks like, y'all. You know, this is my favorite part. So satisfying. Just pour that baby to your heart desire. Now, if you want to have like a volcano effect, just go ahead and pour the excess in the middle. That way, when you cut the cake, it's just gonna come out running like, woo! Y'all are having such a good time. Let me tell you, when I made this glaze, this ganache right here, I forgot I had not had breakfast, and I kept going at it. and I started feeling lit. And I was like, why am I feeling this way? Then I remembered all that alcohol that's in there. That's how you know your girl is really, really lightheaded. So now I'm cutting the cake so that we see what we're working with. Now, this is a really dense pound cake. So if you don't like dense pound cakes, you might want to alter the ingredients a little bit, like adding milk and cutting down on the Baileys. This is what it looks like. It is so beautiful. That ganache right there is the bomb. You got to try it, guys. It is so beautiful. It is perfect. The perfect adult dessert. This is even best when you serve it over some vanilla ice cream or any ice cream of your choice, because the cake is so dense. It would work beautifully with some ice cream. Try it and let me know. You're going to be so happy. And like I said, that glaze is so delicious. You can see it has a really crumbly, dense texture to it. I hope you guys get to try this recipe. And if you do, let me know in the comment section below. Again, y'all, everybody knows me. All my friends, my birthday's coming up. If you're trying to get me a drink, get me Baileys. Don't get me any other thing. Get me Baileys, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in my next video. Happy Mother's Day once again, and y'all stay safe. I love you.